Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new here. Today I want to share with you some different ways to decorate a tree with a winter wonderland theme for Christmas. Today I have 4 different styles of winter wonderland Christmas decor using different color combinations. So today I want to share some different Christmas hacks, Christmas tips, and Christmas decorating ideas for winter wonderland Christmas decor. I have some little DIY tips and just kind of how to take your Christmas tree and turn it into a winter wonderland in your own home. So let's get started with selecting our Christmas tree. Now you may be going with a real Christmas tree, which is totally fine. There's definitely some ways to do that. But my very favorite option is to use a flocked tree. I just think there's nothing quite like it. It really gives the snowy effect. It really looks like fresh snow on a pine tree, and I think that's ultimately the whole winter wonderland concept. But that being said, there's definitely some ways to take your regular green tree, be that real or artificial, or even a solid white tree, and use that as well and still create a lovely winter wonderland Christmas tree. And I'm also going to share some tips for using a green tree and show you guys how I did that in the past as well. Last year, we did a trio of trees in here. We had 3 green Christmas trees, and we kind of created a winter wonderland theme with the green trees. It's not quite the same snowy effect, but it still turned out really, really beautiful in my opinion. I loved it. You guys will have to let me know if you like it or if that's not your style. If you cannot get a flock tree, I suggest sticking with primarily white ornaments and ribbons. A solid white tree would also be beautiful, although personally, I don't like the way a solid white tree really looks at night. Often with the white lights and the ornaments, the trees that I've done in the past that were pure white tree with all white lights, sometimes the ornaments on there can end up looking very dark and creating like shadows in the tree, and you end up almost having a white background with lots of dark shadows over the tree. So that is the only thing that I would suggest if you're going with an all white tree, to try to use maybe more like mirror ornaments, glass ornaments, the acrylic that look like crystal type ornaments. They do have the shatterproof ones. I think they're just acrylic plastic. Those will still be really reflective and bright and pretty. They'll help reflect the light and not just create a dark shadow over the tree. Now, the first thing I have to mention before I get into any of the decorating on the tree is I like to add lights, and for a winter wonderland tree, white lights is always a great option, and adding in some extra twinkle fairy lights is just going to add such a beautiful magical touch. I don't know if you guys can see them in this tree because you can only see a part of it. Once you've got your tree figured out, I like to go ahead and pick what my color theme is going to be and then coordinate the ribbon that I'm going to use. Now, you don't need to use ribbon. It's not necessary to use ribbon, although I personally recommend it. I do like the way that ribbon looks. And if you don't want to use ribbon, a really great alternative, especially for a winter wonderland tree, is to get some really pretty Deco Mesh. So it's kind of sheer, you can see through Deco Mesh. So when I'm adding my ribbon, the first thing I do to get started decorating the tree is to add the ribbon and the extra twinkle lights. A sheer ribbon or Deco Mesh makes a really beautiful option. Although this could depend on your specific vision for the tree that you're decorating. For my living room tree, I went with mostly white ornaments on a mostly white, heavily flocked Christmas tree, and just added in some pops of red with pieces of this bright Christmassy red velvet ribbon, and just kind of carefully tucked and laid that in between the snowy branches to complement the red berries that I got in Hobby Lobby, and added some red Christmas floral berries in here. If you want to go with something a little bit softer, you could go with some light blue Deco Mesh. This is a very soft color with a little bit of sparkle. Another option is using a soft light pink, like I mentioned before. This soft light pink tone is such a beautiful accent color for a winter wonderland tree as well. And if you just can't decide, you can't go wrong using a sparkly white Deco Mesh on a flocked tree. It is pretty much guaranteed to bring you all of the winter wonderland vibes. So if you have a white tree or a flocked tree, those are going to blend in somewhat with the tree, and you can get them with silver in them or with a little bit of just some sparkle added through. And that's gonna just really add an extra layer of sparkle and shine and just a little extra dimension. It's really great for filling in any gaps in the tree. So that is probably the number one reason that I enjoy using it, because it does fill in the gaps almost the way that snow, clumps of snow would kind of fill in the gaps, and they would kind of add a little sparkle in the sunlight. Deco Mesh is great for that. So don't feel like you need to go down the ribbon aisle and select a printed colored ribbon. You can definitely just go with a shade of Deco Mesh, and you could also combine them. So you can also mix and match your ribbon, and like I did in my sister's tree here, we used a white and silver Deco Mesh and then overlaid that with a smaller piece of a light pink ribbon. I do love the way the Deco Mesh fills in any spaces, and I think that you will love that too. Now let's go ahead and talk about the ornaments. I recommend using plenty of white ornaments in different finishes. So just because they're white ornaments doesn't mean your tree is going to look all the same. You can get a shiny finish, a metallic, you can get a more matte finish or a frosted finish. Some have white glitter or white sequins on them. There's so many options, and then there's white that might have a design on there, for example, so they don't have to all be just white balls. There are lots of options for light colored ornaments that are going to help you get that really snowy winter wonderland feel and give you lots of interest in your tree at the same time, and just kind of keep it interesting and have a whole assortment of different ornaments. I even think you can get away with some clear plastic or clear glass ornaments. In Hobby Lobby, I've also seen little teardrop ornaments that have mirrors or crystal or glass in them. Another option for adding in your ornaments is to add snowflakes, which you can get, I think, a pack of 10 smaller ones in Dollar Tree. I've also seen larger packs with larger glittery plastic snowflake ornaments, a whole large pack of them in Walmart, in Hobby Lobby. So there's definitely some options for other types of things than just your standard ornament ball. Sparkly glass or acrylic ornaments add a crystal shimmer of ice into the tree branches, but possibly even more realistic than crystal ornament pendants would be adding icy winter floral picks into the tree. This is one of my favorite things to do. It just adds a beautiful texture. It adds sparkle. It also helps fill in any gaps or spaces in between the branches just perfectly. My little bonus tip here is that whatever branches you're using, grab a few extra and use them for your tree topper. You can just stick them in to the top of the tree, down alongside the tree trunk, and have them coming out in a beautiful array at the top of the tree. I think it makes the most stunning tree topper, and it is the perfect thing for a winter wonderland or winter woodland type tree. I think it adds such a natural element, but you can also bring in so much of that snowy, icy look through the floral picks that you add. Bring in some glitter, bring in some sparkle, and I just think it looks really lovely for any tree. I do this on most of my trees, but I especially think that it looks amazing with a winter wonderland tree. So we want to see how we can create our Christmas trees. There's definitely some ways to do it with a little bit cooler tone, using some different shades of blues. You can also make it a little warmer tone, kind of like what I have here, by using pops of red in there. I'm going to share with you some pinks, which we did at my sister's home this year. And then this year we did some blues for my mother-in-law, and in the past I actually did greens in there with silver and white, and that was amazing. So I want to share with you those Christmas combinations today. Here is a really easy DIY ornament for a winter wonderland tree. I took a clear plastic ornament from the dollar store, these come 2 for $1, and simply added some little silver glue dots on here, silver sparkle glue, which again comes in a 3-pack and Dollar Tree, really affordable for some sparkle. This little church is also from the dollar store, and up here is a DIY ornament from several years ago, so it's gotten a little bit scratched up over the years, but I just drew on here a clear plastic ornament from the dollar store and drew on here with a white chalk marker. This could not be easier to do. You just have fun with it, draw some trees, some bare tree branches, add a little white on the bottom for the snow part. You don't even have to completely fill it in. And I just kind of rough-handed tried to draw 2 little deer on here. Doesn't need to be perfect. All you need to do is kind of look at a little picture or something on the internet and just try to give it your best shot. I hope you enjoyed these 4 steps for a winter wonderland tree, 4 different ways. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know which one of these winter wonderland color themes is your favorite, and let me know how you will be decorating for Christmas this year. I love hearing from you, and I always enjoy reading your comments. So definitely let me know how you'll be decorating this year and which one of these is your favorite. As always, I wish you a beautiful and blessed day. Merry Christmas, and I will see you guys soon in the next one. Bye.